Hello, in this video we're going to cover how to use the common or office method to construct a two-point perspective drawing. The content for this lesson comes from Design Drawing Textbook by Frank Ching, and a short excerpt of that has been placed in your module. I highly suggest that you go take a look and look at these at the same time. You might need to pause the video and look at the drawings in more detail. Let's get started. The common method for creating a two-point perspective uses two of your orthographic projections to create the perspective view. You need a plan view and an elevation view. And the scale, the architectural scale of those views is going to establish the scale of anything that's on the picture plane in your perspective view. So first, let's get familiar with the three-dimensional form that we are trying to draw for this particular example. And I've kind of blown this up so you can look closely at it. We have a building shape with basically two forms. We've got a lower platform shown here, okay, and here in the elevation. And then we've got a higher form with a peaked roof up here. And here it is in the plan view. Okay, here's the ridge of that peaked roof in the plan view, and here it is in elevation. Our first step in this process is to set up our drawing board or our drawing table and get ready to start drawing. So the first thing you want to do is place your plan view kind of up on the top. You want to place your elevation view off to the side. Really doesn't matter whether it's right or left. All right. You're going to take your plan view and tilt it. You will tilt it to your particular desired angle. It's typically 30, 45, or 60 because we have triangles for that. All right. But truthfully, you could do any angle you like. It's okay to slide your drawings as close as you need to or as convenient on your drawing board. Make sure that you maintain all the relationships, especially the station point, picture plane, etc., that we're going to cover next. Let's talk about that station point. This is going to be kind of the observer's platform. If you were standing in this plan view, this is where your feet would be sitting. All right, you're standing. And it's right here, the station point. Right? And when you set your station point, you want to check that most of your subject, what you're interested in drawing, falls within a 60-degree cone of vision. And that's kind of this dashed line from here to here, cone of vision. And that's 60 degrees in between them. Right. Next, you'll establish your picture plane. Go ahead and draw this horizontal line on your plan. And it's very common and useful to align the picture plane with a major point on your plan. All right. And in this example, we've aligned it with this front corner right here. Our next step is to establish the ground line and the horizon line in our perspective view. The ground line's pretty easy, all right? It's going to align right here with the elevation view that you've set off to the side of your drawing. Next, in the same scale as your elevation view, right, architectural scale, determine how high above the ground you would like your viewpoint. All right, this is going to be your eye height or your camera height. Right, it's really common to have it be 5 foot 6 inches above the ground for human eye height. But notice in this example, it's quite a bit higher. All right, we're using more of a camera height or a drone view for this example. So you will go ahead and draw on your perspective view this ground line and the horizon line. Our next step is to establish our vanishing points. You're going to start from your station point right there. Remember, that's the place on your plan view where your observer is standing. Right? And you are going to draw lines from the station point matching the angle which you turned your plan. Right? So we turned our plan 30 degrees in this example. See this, 30 degrees? And so I'm going to start from right here and draw 30 degrees in this direction. This major axis is at 60 degrees, so I'm going to draw this right there. Once you've got those lines, you will find the point where they pass or meet the picture plane. It's right here and right here, right? These intersections. Then drop vertical lines from this intersection down to your horizon line. That's going to be your vanishing point right there. On this side, here's the intersection, drop a vertical line, and here's your vanishing point. These are labeled VPL and VPR for vanishing point left and right. Any piece of our form that touches the picture plane is kind of special, all right? And in our example, it is literally this one point right here, which in 3 dimensions is a vertical line. It's the corner of that building, right? Any line in the picture plane displays its true length to scale, and therefore we can use that line as a measuring line. Right? We're going to use it to measure true heights and widths. So let's see how to do that. We're going to take this one corner point of our building, and we're going to project that down to our ground line using a vertical measuring line. So you're just going to draw this vertical right here down to where it intersects with your ground line. For points that are not on the picture plane, all right, you have to first project it forward to the picture plane and then come down in a vertical fashion. We're going to see some examples of that later. All right, first we'll talk about this one special point that's on the picture plane, and then we'll talk about all the rest of the points that aren't. All right, so far we took this one point that touches the picture plane and we projected it downward in a vertical fashion. All right, next we're going to transfer the true to scale height from the elevation view directly across horizontally like this, right here, and it measures directly over here. All right. This one line in your drawing, just this one, is true to architectural scale. It matches the plan and the elevation. So congratulations, you have just drawn the very first line in this perspective drawing. Next, let's try to block out this plane right here, the side of the building. So the first thing we're going to do is take our one leading edge, all right, along the picture plane here, and project the true height backwards into, back into the perspective, all right, converging on the vanishing point. Next, we'll locate the back left corner of the building. All right, now this point is not on the picture plane, and therefore you must project it forward along this line between the point and the station point. Okay, so you draw a sight line, we call that. Okay, because this viewer is sighting or looking along the line to that point. All right, and where that intersects the picture plane, you withdraw your vertical measuring line. This line is going to represent that back left corner of your building. And as it intersects, remember these perspective lines that you just drew? As it intersects those perspective lines, that's going to indicate the height and location of that vertical line. So we just found 4 points on a plane that represent the kind of the left wall of this three-dimensional form. Once we find these perspective lengths and locations of some of our major lines, you can fill in the blanks, all right, and draw the planes and then the volumes that you establish. We're going to pause this video here. When we come back, we'll continue this example with another point on our three-dimensional form.